I'm new to this one, right? This is the first time you guys had me out in front of you, so let's go.
Coach, what excites you about your receiver room and what you're going to be able to teach these guys this year?
You know what excites me about my receiver room really is everyone in there because it's competition. Competition brings out the best of everybody, and I think we have guys there with a lot of talent that will bring a lot of competition to the room. It'll make it interesting for you guys to figure out who's going to be there. But for me, I always know, like my old coach used to tell me, the cream rises to the top when competition is there, and it's going to get the best out of every single person in my room. So, I can't wait. I'm chomping at the bit to get to training camp. We go through all the OTAs and stuff like that, but the true competition really comes when training camp starts.
You're sitting in the draft room.
Go ahead.
You're sitting in the draft room, first round plays out how it does. You feel like you're sitting at a poker table with two aces and now another one drops on the table for you?
Yeah, I think I had a raw flush right there. So I had the raw flush flop, and I had the other two cards for it. So, I felt good about the situation because, he was our guy that we wanted. Jordan was our guy that we wanted, and he was right there in our lap. So, but the fact that ownership, Kevin, Kwesi, and them decided to go ahead and make that decision to draft him was great for me, but it was also great for this team. We were replacing a guy that was unbelievable for this team, for this city. He's a homebody, and I'm talking about Adam Thielen. And to have a guy with Jordan's, skill set to be able to step in and fill those shoes was something that was really good for us.
With your personal evaluation of Jordan, what qualities does he have that make him your guy?
He's a quiet, confident guy. And when you have a receiver that's confident and as quiet as a demeanor that he has, you can't help but know that he's going to be successful. I think he's a guy that understands how to play the position, and it bodes well for us because we had a guy, we let Adam go, and he's probably one of the most unbelievable person that understood how to play the position. And to have a young guy that's already started in that direction, that understands how to play the position, it means that his acceleration of being a playmaker for us will happen a lot faster.
When you talk about competition, then you have KJ too, who sees this new young kid coming in, and that just kind of lights another fuel, takes it to the next level. What do you see in a guy like KJ that can kind of play off that?
I think KJ understands the NFL, and I want my whole room to understand the NFL because every day you guys are competing. Every day you're being evaluated. Now that we bring in a high-round draft pick, it just puts more fuel to his fire to show people who he is. And, one thing that I told him, I said, you know what? We let Adam go out the building, right? Now you have to take on the leadership part of that. Now you, as a pro, even though you're competing against the number one draft pick, you as a pro has to teach him and bring him along right now. And, he has the wherewithal and the ability to lead that way, bring him along, as well as be a successful, playmaker for us. So, and that's what I love about him, and that's why he's gonna be an unbelievable pro from here on out, and he has.
Keenan, one of the things the NFL is trying to do with the accelerated program, it sounds like, is to make a better environment for black coaches to go specifically to the quarterback coach jobs and the offensive coordinator jobs. I'm curious what your aspirations are along those lines. I mean, obviously we all know your playing career, but just kind of where you see yourself in that environment.
That's a good question. I see myself as a leader of men, and I think I've always said, even when I was playing, head coaches are leader of men. Head coaches have to get men to wake up every day, come to work, wake up every day on Sunday and play to the best of their ability. And they got to believe in you to go run through that wall. And, I think, the way my group plays, they understand that I will do anything and everything for them. And if I do that, they should do anything and everything for me because I give them a transparency, a trust factor, and we build that trust back and forth. So me going to be a coordinator or a head coach or a quarterback coach is something great for me. But my true aspiration is to be a head coach.
And so that, like, I guess what you're saying is there's more than one path to that in
It's
your mind?
in the accelerated program. It's more than one path, and it's good to stick your irons in all of them, but you got to stick your iron in the one that you really want to be in. And I think, I really want to be a head coach, and I watch KO all the time. One thing I did learn about the accelerator is that he is the CEO of this team. As he's a pseudo CEO, as Rich McKay told me, he said, do not think that you're not the CEO of your team when you become a head coach because, you're going to make some decisions. He said, but me as a GM will help you make those decisions. That was something that I needed to hear and understand. So it was a great time in our speed dating. Speed dating, like Matt said, it was a great time because you got a chance to date this one, and you kind of see the difference in what that team was like, this team was like, and the personality. And one thing I was trying to be as authentic as I could be in every situation.
Keenan, do you think the path to becoming a black head coach in the NFL is a lot easier now, this season, and moving forward than it was, say, when you were playing back in the day?
I would say it would be. I mean, right now, because there are more opportunities, more programs to, like the Rooney Rule, to get you in front of guys like all the owners, and get in front of all the GMs. So I think it's easier, but it's not where we want it. And that's why we have the accelerated program and the diversity, the DEI committees and stuff like that. So it's getting there. I always tell guys a lot of times that it's kind of like right now for the minority coaches, you may be taking the lump for the future. It's kind of like when I'll put it to you this way, from a player standpoint, the free agency. Those guys before me helped me become the free agent that I wanted to be. So you gotta be able to sometimes sacrifice for the next generation, and it's always about giving back. So you could be giving back, but it's a process, and you gotta get in the process and be able to help the next generation.
So did you see at any point, a lot of this you mentioned was eye-opening for you, but to be in front of owners and executives who might have had their eyes open to something, had you seen any of that in your experience with the accelerator?
I think, because this was my first year, and I think it was a lot of eye-opening things for the owners because, they really saw like 40 of the top minority guys that were really smart, really engaging, really authentic. And that was one of the things that the Accelerator program taught us. We had a meeting with Don Thompson, former CEO of McDonald's, and he told us, be authentic. I mean, you can play the game, but you still got to be yourself. And I think everybody picked up on that. And when we were ourselves to the owners, they enjoyed it. I mean, it was something different for them to see us being ourselves, and like it was eye-opening to them. And it was really a special thing. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was one of the things that if every coach in this league, not just a minority coach, but just every coach in the league could have that opportunity to show the billionaires, the owners, or as they say, the shareholders of the league, how engaging, how personable you are. I mean, it'll be a special moment for us as a coaching community as all over the league. It'll help us and help them in their search for coaches.
Yeah, as these teams are getting to know you in that process, what are some of the questions you found yourself answering about yourself that they wanted to know?
You know what? It was about family. It was about how do you lead? What do you like? And if you were a head coach, what offense would you run? what defense would you run? And, just that simple being straight to the point of who you are and what type of guy, what type of defense you want to run. Those kind of questions came up. And a lot of guys don't know that, that those questions come up, but you have to be able to answer those things right now. If one of those owners asks you that, you got to be able to come out and be truthful and authentic, because if you tell them something and then you give them something else 15 days later, they're going to look at you like, well, why did I hire this guy? He told me this in an interview, but I come back and he changes right now. So they're like, be authentic, be true to who you are, be true to your values. I mean, this team might not like it, but this team might like it. So just be who you are, tell them what you want.
You said you really watch KO a lot. What is maybe one of the good characteristics that you've really admired and that you've kind of taken in?
He demands the best from all his guys, and he asks them to do things up front to let them know that if you do this up front, on the back end, you're gonna get rewarded for it. Like I always say, if you ask a grown man to do something, a grown man will do it. A young man won't do that, because a grown man understands that he has to prepare for his family, has to provide for his family. And I kind of use that in my room for the young guys. You got to grow up fast. This is not a game anymore. It's your job. And I always tell them like this. So your mom and dad woke up every morning to go to their job. Now this is your job. So it's your job to wake up every morning and provide for your family. So and the faster that they learn that, the faster that they understand that I got to get in the hustle and bustle of the NFL and earn my rights and earn my stripes.
Last couple for Coach?
Do you find the benefit as far as being authentic in who you are? On the flip side, the other side of the table willing to see you for who you are, not just, and they're looking past everything else, all the descriptors, and they're saying, okay, this is a man, this is a coach. What kind of advantages or benefits are you seeing, at least in the short term?
In the short term, because you being who you are authentically, you're not going to change. But in some situations, you have to kind of navigate how authentic you can be. It's just part of your guys' business as well, and you got to know when you can say certain things and when you can't say certain things. It's the way you put it. As Don Thompson told us in our accelerator meeting, you have to play the game a little bit, and that's part of it. We all have to do it. So, and you just do it to a way that the person that hired you likes it, and move on.
Help put you up on game as far as navigating that properly while also saying, this is who I am, this is what I want to be, this is how we can all make it fit.
Yes, and long as you're true to yourself and transparent with everybody, you'll be fine.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you.